right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Tweetwe Ayeno, and of course, today uh, we'll be talking about everything that is going on in Edo State. We'll take a look and, of course, get to understand from this perspective of, you know, Edo Politics 2020, the son, the friend, and the Godfather. So I want to believe you're not new to the old news on every media about Edo State. So every media in the country and even outside the country have been talking about the politics that is going on in Edo State. And as we know, Edo State governorship election will happen this year, later this year in September. And of course, September 19th, that is when the election is scheduled to take place by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But then, the drama is on already in Edo State, within the All Progressive Congress. It all started before now when this agreement happened between the national chairman of the party, talking about Adams Aliyu Oshiomole and the incumbent governor of the state, who happens to be someone he backed. In fact, people would say that he carried him into the house in Edo State. But now, things relationship don't go sour. Their relationship is no longer what it used to be, as we know. Every attempt to settle whatever the issue is failed. And now, today, Obaseki, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki, has left the All People's Congress, that is All Progressive Congress, I beg your pardon, the APC, and he has not declared for any political party at this moment. But then we understand from some of the things we've seen that he most likely will be declaring for the People's Democratic Party. But then again, this will be very interesting because we know that there are members of the People's Party or PDP who probably will not find that interesting. So we are monitoring the process and will definitely bring you the reports. I beg your pardon for some of the mess up now. But then, guys, let's just take a journey back to 2014, before the governorship election that brought in Godwin Obaseki as the governor. Remember that, maybe a little backward now. In 2017, Adam Oshiomole contested against Osereme Osumbo of the PDP then, and he lost that particular election until he was declared the winner by the tribunal in Edo State and later the Court of Appeal. And he was sworn in 2008. So that is why we have this different timetable for Edo State governorship election. So then in 2014, something very interesting started because you understand that want us to talk about where the key focus will be on Adams Oshiomole, Godwin Obaseki, and of course Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu. We'll be talking about these three people. Number one, if you see, I put the son, the friend, and the Godfather. In this case, the son is Godwin Obaseki, and the friend is Osage Ize-Iyamu, and the Godfather in this case is Adams Aliyu Oshiomole. And now, the reason Adams Oshiomole is the Godfather, is referred to the Godfather, is because of the fact that he played a vital role to the success of Godwin Obaseki in that particular election. In fact, he had so much to say to discredit Ize-Iyamu, and so many people believe that it is to the credit of Adams Oshiomole that Godwin Obaseki became the governor of Edo State. And now today, so that is why I'm referring to Adam Oshiomole as the godfather, and then Godwin Obaseki as the son. And whereas Ize-Iyamu, I'm referring to him as the friend, because of what transpired between Ize-Iyamu and Oshiomole back in 2007. And some of these, I'll play some audio clip of their interviews in 2014. What Godwin no, not Obaseki now, what Adams Oshiomole had to say then about Ize-Iyamu, and of course, what Ize-Iyamu had to say about Oshiomole. But now, as we speak, they are now in the same political party again, just like it was in 2007. They were in the same political party. Ize-Iyamu supported the election and even the campaign of Oshiomole. But things went south in 2014 when, in fact, 2013 it began, when Ize-Iyamu foresaw that perhaps he would not be the candidate, that Oshiomole perhaps might not support him. I'll just take a break now and play some audio for us to listen to. The reason I want us to listen to this audio is because of what is going on now. Politics is very interesting, and politicians are just humans like us. I want to say, please do not mind the wind outside, because it's very hot inside and I have to do this outside. So, sorry, I couldn't control the wind. But I hope you can hear me still. Kindly drop your comments and let me know if you can hear me. You can drop your comments in the comment section, either on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Facebook. Just drop your comments so that I'll know. Kindly drop your comments. Yeah, that is the only way I'll get to know if there is need for me to adjust the microphone. Yeah, and of course, aside commenting on the microphone, I'd like to know what you think about Edo State's election. This is the question I'm going to ask. What has changed? And what is Oshiomole going to tell the people of Edo State if Ize-Iyamu becomes the candidate of the APC? Yeah? So, because the reason I'm asking what Oshiomole would tell is going to tell the people of Edo State is because of the things he has said in the past about Ize-Iyamu. And of course, these are not really something good. At the point that in a campaign ground at Uromi, Oshiomole particularly said that he's willing to drop his immunity, waive his immunity aside, and he called Ize-Iyamu names. And he asked that if Ize-Iyamu thinks that he's lying, Ize-Iyamu should take up a case with him in court. So now, after those names, I'm just thinking, what is Oshiomole going to tell the people of Edo State about Ize-Iyamu? So, kindly just drop your comment. Okay, I think I have some comments already. I'm just going to look at it now about the sound level. Okay. Yeah, okay. Patrick, you're just saying 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. I want to believe that you can hear me very well for you to have dropped that particular comment. So, guys, just drop your comment. I have a message screen already. But first, in particular, let's just listen to this clip. Thank you very much, Patrick, for your comment. That shows that you did hear me. And yeah, 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. Now the people of Edo State will decide. I hope you are in Edo State. Yeah, I hope you are in Edo State, Patrick. You said you need Obaseki. So, now let's just take a listen to the first tip I'm going to play. This is what Oshiomole said during an interview with Channels TV on the 21st of January in 20.
You are aware you are a household name. People already know you. People like them, they are still struggling. Okay. The only way I can be of help to you is that you lie low, hoping that memories will fade. Because if memories don't fade, I will recommend strongly to PDP to make Pastor their gubernatorial candidate. If they do, we can put any character, we will win. Because you'll be testing a well-known non-performer to somebody that I don't people can at least give benefit of the doubt. So those are the...
Okay, that's the video. And we refer to Ize-Iyamu as a well-known non-performer. Now, that is very interesting. And that is why I asked that particular question. So now that Adams of Oshiomole has accepted Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu into the All Progressive Congress, what is he going to tell the people of Edo State if Ize-Iyamu wins the party ticket? You know, the primary will be conducted this month. And so I'm just thinking, what is he going to tell the people of Edo State? What he go tell them and say don't they different? Is it that the years, because more not forget, Ize-Iyamu during this period of 2016 to date, he not hold any political office. So it will be very difficult now to measure Ize-Iyamu to say, oh, he don't change. It's not a performing person, because according to Oshiomole, in that video I played just now, in the interview he granted to Channels TV on January 21st, 2014, he referred to Ize-Iyamu as a non-performer. And that's very interesting, because how a non-performer now go come to become the candidate of your party? Or are all of this now just lie to who Ize-Iyamu in and carry another person as a candidate of the party? Well, time will tell. But then, interestingly again, in that particular audio, Oshiomole said he advised Ize-Iyamu to lay low so that the people of Edo State go forget the things where Ize-Iyamu don't do. So now I'm thinking within myself that now that they've decided he has welcomed Ize-Iyamu into the party, is it that the people of Edo State or Oshiomole is thinking that those things he said about Ize-Iyamu in 2016, the people of Edo State has forgotten? Or they have forgotten, rather. So, it is very key for every one of us to pay attention to this politics. And one interesting question again to ask is that, is this fight for the development of Edo State, or that they fight for their pocket? Well, make we hear with the Ize-Iyamu get to say about his response to that particular interview on January 30th, 2014, when he was interviewed in Channels TV studio. This is what Ize-Iyamu had to say.
To get back to me, the next thing I heard, he had gone abroad. You know?
I beg your pardon, that is not a particular video I want to take. Let's take it from this one.
I remember at BIU, Ize-Iyamu University, when they gave him an award to the effect that, you know, he won against corrupt practices when he was secretary to government. He was ignored. He did draw attention to infrastructural decay in the state. Nobody listened. And the people were laughing because you were the edgy bloc. How could you file a disclaimer as secretary to government? You are not known to have resigned. In that same government, Charles Idahosa, who was commissioner for information, had reason to resign. Warren Gariwa also had reason to resign.
What's going on here?
Well, thank you very much. Actually, on the day he gave this interview, incidentally, that day was my birthday. So I had breakfast with a couple of friends, and I didn't watch it, but I was getting phone calls that the governor was on channels and he spent all the time talking about me and insulting me. I said, well, I'll find time to watch it. And I remember late that night, the same governor called me to wish me happy birthday. And I said, you are calling me at night, but I heard you on channels in the morning insulting me. He said, no, he didn't insult me. He was just reacting to what I said. I said, okay. I would watch it, then I would react. But let me say that it's sad that the governor will talk the way he's talking, because with all modesty, God used me to assist him. He said on election day I was restricted, but he knows that I coordinated his election.
That was 2007.
2007. It will interest you to note that even at 10 a.m. on election day, Oshiomole called me to say that he wasn't doing again. That he was coming back to Benin to address a press conference, that the malpractices were too much, and that he has told them to call a press conference for him. I told him on the phone he should go back to his village. How can you on election day say you are going back? Who's going to listen to you? Election has started. Just give the thing a chance. After election, we can compare notes. You need to go back. He said, am I sure? I said, go back.
All right, guys. That was Ize-Iyamu responding to the interview Adams Oshiomole granted in 2014, and that response came on the 30th of January 2014. Now, one interesting thing we must know here is that if you don't listen to the two audio, I don't know if you've listened. I'd like to know what you think anyway. But now, this is it. These guys are politicians. Very interesting that it was on TV. He called this guy a non-performer, called him names, and later that same evening, he called him on the phone to say, hey bro, happy birthday, how are you? Now, you know why this part is interesting to me is that, okay, I just like, after Oshiomole mentioned that thing, Ize-Iyamu supporters and all of the rest, they probably go feed or fight for streets. Let's not forget all the drama that happened in 2014 there at the Edo State House of Assembly. That same drama, now wait till they play out, not today, because after the 2019 election, that is where the problem began, right? I don't know if you can remember, where to date, some members of the assembly never they sworn in, and they never sit, and that now wetin Obaseki do. So, I just the reason that it's very nice. Obaseki this, Obaseki that, Ize-Iyamu this, Ize-Iyamu that. But the thing within my mind is that how would the people react to this? Now, I'm doing this broadcast online. I don't know if there's anyone in Edo State who is listening to me. But I know not everybody would have access to that particular clip. And maybe particularly some of the people. But now, it is very important for us to have this conversation because all of these fights, where they go on, Obaseki, all he said about PDP in 2016, go most likely now they come back to PDP. What is he going to say to the people? Because the man who recommended you for the job as the governor in 2016 is the same person now who is going to campaign against you and is probably going to say so much about you. And waiting Obaseki go talk about Oshiomole. So now make me kind of like, okay, must Edo election be about Obaseki or Oshiomole? Can't it be about a neutral candidate? Yeah, because if we really want to make Nigeria grow and make things develop, we must pay attention to some of these little things. And now I'll play another video, just again, in that same interview on January the 30th, 2014. This is what Obaseki, no, sorry, not Obaseki now, Ize-Iyamu said about Oshiomole.
To get back to me, the next thing I heard, he had gone abroad.
Pastor, are you still interested in being governor of Edo State?
Well, that's for my party. That's for my party to say. But let me tell you something. I listened. Decide your interest for I listened to him when he was mentioning names about there was a meeting and he mentioned Lucky Bunedian was there, Captain Osa was there, the deputy governor was there. For those who know in the APC, Oshiomole, on too many occasions, maybe that is why he's getting angry, because he has been the one coming to me to say, Pastor, you've been so helpful to me. Let me make a promise to you. As I'm leaving office, I will support you to be governor. But that has never made me jump up to say, I thank you. And I always said, you don't trust me. Yes, I don't trust him because I know his antecedents. But the truth about it is that I am not desperate to hold any position. I'm a child of God. Promotion comes from God. You know, for the governor, he thought.
To say that you're not interested.
No. I'm not saying I'm not. Look, I have a right to be interested in any position, and when the time comes, I will show my interest. I don't believe in jumping the gun. For now, my main preoccupation is building up the PDP in Edo State, and I'm very happy at the trend of events.
You don't think this is divide and rule?
Which one? Divide and rule in what sense?
The APC?
Well, what he is trying to do, what the governor is trying to do, is to discourage other members of the House who would like to come to PDP. The reality today is that PDP has become the attractive destination. Everybody wants to come to PDP. And he knows that that number 9 is just the beginning. Yes.
Okay, guys, yeah, you hear that particular line. Ize-Iyamu there speaking, and two things. He not trust Adam Oshiomole. Adam Oshiomole not trust him too. That is not even my main concern. Then he said his primary purpose now building PDP. Okay, so where he make leave PDP now? PDP pursue him for Edo State? No. Wow. Is it that he believes say enough he win the election in PDP, now make him join APC? Or wait be that thing where Oshiomole offer him that made him dump the PDP? Remember, no crisis for PDP for Edo State before Ize-Iyamu left. So wait him make him leave the PDP to go join the APC. So many questions we need to answer. And why I pick particular interest in this is that we must pay attention to some of the things with these people they talk. Now the video not will come up now, but there's something Oshiomole said about Obaseki during the campaign. He said Obaseki is a very resourceful person, that there is nothing he achieved as the governor of Edo State without the contribution of Obaseki, Godwin Obaseki. And Godwin Obaseki, if you do not forget, or maybe you don't know, was the chairman of the Economic Council in Edo State there. And according to Adams Oshiomole, he attracted so many investments into the state. So now the thing they say, Godwin Obaseki really deliver on his promises to the people of Edo State. I'm here in Lagos. I don't really know. But those in Edo State, if you know someone in Edo State, we must share knowledge with them and let them understand, so that at the end of the day, however these fights go, the winner will be the people of Edo State. The winner doesn't have to be Adams Oshiomole or Godwin Obaseki. If it happens that at the end of the day, Adams Oshiomole 9 win or Godwin Obaseki win, we think we go still get for Edo State is that the development go still add. Because when the people of Edo State win, it means say development go happen and growth. Well, not just Edo State, all across. Ondo State self, Ondo, yeah, neighbors. Ondo State go have election this year again. So we'll also do a feature on Ondo State. But remember, I get planned before to have members of the APC and PDP in Edo State join this particular discourse today. But all of them I send messages to WhatsApp, phone calls, email, SMS, no response. And I know, say, yeah, if it is really difficult for them to respond now because of the political activity happening in the state. But regardless, the reason I really thought it's worthy to talk about this is for us to pay attention to these politicians and ask them questions. Godwin Obaseki, it doesn't matter if you get fights with Oshiomole. Whatever on our fight or the reason be, the big question is, has Godwin Obaseki delivered on his promises to the people of Edo State. We understand nobody anticipates some of the things that happened since 2016 to date, talking about, the price of crude and everything. But then, we must particularly evaluate his performance against his promise. We compare. What did he promise to achieve? What has he achieved? What are the resources available to him? These are some of the things we have to pay attention to. And also want to ask question. Oshiomole, you said Ize-Iyamu is a non-performer. Are you saying we should trust a non-performer to perform? If you just joined this broadcast, I'm going to play these three clips together again so you listen to them and just have a better understanding of what is going on in Edo State. Politics, na business, everywhere for the world. But those who are supposed to dey gain from the business na the masses, not be the politicians, we just be the captain or the head of the business. The masses are the stakeholders. The director for a business no go continue to dey make gain, while the masses will be the stakeholders we get stake in that business no go dey see return on investment. And that is one of the things we must endeavor to change going forward. But once again, let's listen to Adams Oshiomole and Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu.
You are aware, you are a household name. People already know you. People like them, they are still struggling. Okay. The only way I can be of help to you is that you lie low, hoping that memories will fade. Because if memories don't fade, I will recommend strongly to PDP to make Pastor their gubernatorial candidate. If they do, we can put any character, we will win. Because you'll be testing a well-known non-performer to somebody that I don't people can at least give benefit of the doubt. So those are the...
To get back to me, the next thing I heard...
That was Adams Oshiomole, a well-known performer that is referring to Ize-Iyamu. And once again, now, he advised him to lay low then. So if he lay low, the people will not forget. So the big question, the people of Edo State, una don't forget wetin Adams talk, because Ize-Iyamu been lay low. All right. Then politics is not big business. Okay, here is Ize-Iyamu responding to that.
I remember at BIU, Ize-Iyamu University, when they gave him an award to the effect that, he won against corrupt practices when he was secretary to government. He was ignored. He did draw attention to infrastructural decay in the state. Nobody listened. Edo people were laughing because you were the edgy block. How could you file a disclaimer as secretary to government? You are not known to have resigned. In that state government, Charles Idahosa, who was commissioner for information, had reason to resign. Warren Gariwa also had reason to resign.
What's going on here?
Well, thank you very much. Actually, on the day he gave this interview, incidentally, that day was my birthday. So I had breakfast with a couple of friends, and I didn't watch it, but I was getting phone calls that the governor was on channels and he spent all the time talking about me and insulting me. I said, well, I'll find time to watch it. And I remember late that night, the same governor called me to wish me happy birthday. And I said, you are calling me at night, but I heard you on channels in the morning insulting me. He said, no, he didn't insult me. He was just reacting to what I said. I said, okay. I would watch it, then I would react. But let me say that it's sad that the governor will talk the way he's talking, because with all modesty, God used me to assist him. He said on election day I was restricted, but he knows that I coordinated his election.
That was 2007.
2007. It will interest you to note that even at 10 a.m. on election day, Adams Oshiomole called me to say that he wasn't doing again. That he was coming back to Benin to address a press conference, that the malpractices were too much, and that he has told them to call a press conference for him. I told him on the phone he should go back to his village. How can you on election day say you are going back? Who's going to listen to you? Election has started. Just give the thing a chance. After election, we can compare notes. You need to go back. He said, am I sure? I said, go back. To get back to me. The next thing I heard, he had gone abroad.
Pastor, are you still interested in being governor of Edo State?
Well, that's for my party. That's for my party to say. But let me tell you something. I listened. Decide your interest for
I
listened to him when he was mentioning names about. There was a meeting, and he mentioned Lucky Bunedian was there, Captain Osa was there, the deputy governor was there. For those who know in the APC, Oshiomole, on too many occasions, maybe that is why he's getting angry, because he has been the one coming to me to say, Pastor, you've been so helpful to me. Let me make a promise to you. As I'm leaving office, I will support you to be governor. But that has never made me jump up to say, I thank you. And I've always said, you don't trust me. Yes, I don't trust him because I know his antecedents. But the truth about it is that I am not desperate to hold any position. I'm a child of God. Promotion comes from God. You know, for the governor, he thought.
To say that you're not interested.
No. I'm not saying I'm not. Look, I have a right to be interested in any position. And when the time comes, I will show my interest. I don't believe in jumping the gun. For now, my main preoccupation is building up the PDP in Edo State. And I'm very happy at the trend of events.
You don't think this is divide and rule?
Which one? Divide and rule in what sense?
The APC?
Well, what he is trying to do, what the governor is trying to do, is to discourage other members of the House who would like to come to PDP. The reality today is that PDP has become the attractive destination. Everybody wants to come to PDP. And he knows that that number 9 is just the beginning. Yes.
All right. Don't get confused. He responded to 2 different things there. One is about the crisis back then in the Edo State House of Assembly. That is talking about Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu. Guys, it's past our 30 minutes mark already. I want to say thank you very much for taking time to join me. Definitely, if it doesn't happen this week, by next week I'll get political players in Edo State Politics that will be willing and ready and available to talk to me. From the APC and from the PDP. And maybe before then, we know. We are expecting that by tomorrow, the executive governor of the state would have announced his political destination. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you very much for taking time out to do this with me. My name remains Ize-Iyamu, and I want to ask that we do this again some other time. Remember, CIN, Citizen Information Network. When it comes to election, we'll go any length to bring you the stories and bring you reactions from the streets for you to know what the people are saying and what the politicians are saying. My name remains Ize-Iyamu. I'll say thank you for your time. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.